Recently, I've been thinking a lot about all the kinds of devices we own, what their functions are in our lives, and how effective they are for helping us live meaningful lives. The word device is defined by the New Oxford American Dictionary as a thing made or adopted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electronic equipment. Here is every device that I own: a MacBook Air, a Nintendo Switch, an Amazon Kindle, an Apple Watch, an iPhone, and the Fujifilm X-T20 mirrorless camera that I'm filming this with. Over the last 9 years of my life, one of these has been attached to my hip constantly. While I believe that it can help me live a more meaningful life, and has at some times, it rarely does. So, I'm getting rid of it. For now. Yes, it is my iPhone. I've noticed over the years how ineffective the iPhone is at delivering on its promise to be a good device. I've always struggled with distraction, and I think distraction grows upon a device's ability to do multiple things at once, something the iPhone was literally built to do. Here's an interesting mini philosophical argument I came up with for you. If something outside your own mind distracts you from your original intended action, and if your intention is synonymous with or related to your free will and autonomy, you could therefore say distraction from an external source is in some way a robbery of your free will and autonomy. Not a good thing. On the flip side, a very good thing would be the exact opposite: devices with single, particular purposes. They will always require a single intention when going to use them, and will therefore be better devices for meaningful lives, because they themselves will never be the cause of our distraction. With the conclusion that the iPhone has not served me as I've wanted it to, I ceremoniously took a moment to turn it off for the indefinite future. Goodbye, iPhone. That beautifully addicting screen glow that captured my wonder and attention 9 years ago when I got my first iPhone is dark once again. Darkness may be scary, but there is a hidden light in it, I can tell you. You just have to wait for it. It's quiet, it's still, it's sometimes lonely, but it allows for my intention of rest. It is a symbol of a desire for a change in my life, a desire to make my life more vivid, my heart more connected to others, and my mind more present and peaceful. I still own my iPhone, but to make sure I wouldn't have its temptation anywhere near me, I handed it over to my friend Amber for safekeeping.
I'm laughing on the inside so hard.
Just throw it.
Where?
You're gonna throw it into a drawer, right? Or something?
Okay, back to my other devices. Now that my iPhone's gone, I've got to make up for all the things I lost. Well, all the things I've relied on it for. First, most importantly, and most symbolic of why I wanted to do this, I'll be replacing my iPhone with a clock. This clock does one thing: tells me the time, and also wakes me up in analog fashion with those crazy bells at the top. I actually really like it, and I'll never be distracted to do anything else with it. Oh, and small detail, I gave up my Apple Watch too, so I need portable time telling. I bought this beautiful Casio watch off Amazon for around $14. Its purpose is time-related functions as well, obviously, but the really luxurious features are the 5 flexible and programmable alarms. Now, let's clear all these other things out of the way. I'm most excited about what I found as a replacement for my iPhone. Wait for it. Boom! Let's freaking go, bro! Okay, so this is called the AT&T Alcatel Smart Flip. What I like about it is that it does not actually feel like a stupid old flip phone to me. It's not a smartphone, but I would call it kind of a clever phone. It's smart enough to not be too smart, as cheesy as that sounds. Here it is in all its glory. It flips open, which is pretty nostalgic and pretty much the only entertaining thing you can do with it when you're bored. It's a brick, as you can see, and you don't need to be afraid of dropping it anywhere. It's only $30 at Best Buy, so literally like one of the cheapest phones you can buy. I could buy 30 of them actually before I hit the iPhone 11 Pro's price tag. Okay, let's get to the features. First, there's Maps. So it does have GPS and surprisingly 4G LTE to get you a connection anywhere. You can look up any place by typing on the T9 predictive keyboard or even using voice to text, which is pretty cool. The voice to text is powered by Google Assistant. Yes, Google Assistant. It can send text for you, call someone for you, and answer any generic query you have. It is a little bit slow, but it works. There's text messages, weather, a very limited app store, a very crappy camera, an email app that you'll only use in emergencies because it's so painful, and a couple of other interesting things, my favorite being this little Dino Run game that I downloaded. The buttons are big and easy to press. Honestly, were probably designed for the elderly, but they do feel nice and they work well. So there it is. The reason I've loved this so much is because I'm never overly drawn to using it, except for when I need to use it, and that's what it's meant to do. I don't spend free time on it, it doesn't cure my boredom, which forces me to find creative and memorable things to do, and it just feels simply amazing not to feel so attached to it. Now all the devices I use feel like they live up to my standard of how I think they should serve me. They all have one specific purpose and honor my intentions when I go to use them. This Kindle helps me read books, and nothing else. This Nintendo Switch helps me enjoy playing the games I love, and nothing else. And my MacBook does help me do many things, but I've turned off all the notifications, so I stick to one task at a time. I also answer iMessages on my MacBook, like I answer emails now, which helps me feel less overwhelmed by messaging, and actually helps me craft more thoughtful responses too. Even as I'm writing this script, I have been noticeably more focused on this task than I would have before. I've tried to make everything have a category to give everything a purpose again, including myself. And while there's still much work to do and much self-development to learn, I'm seeing myself make progress as time ticks on. And that certainly puts a smile on my face.